The Milwaukee Bucks have found their next star, and he was sitting under the Bucks' noses the whole time. It is Ryan Rollins. In a game that the Bucks did not have Giannis Antetokounmpo, Ryan Rollins comes out and steps up and secures a massive Bucks win over the Wizards. We're going to break down the win and discuss what it means going forward as Ryan Rollins hopefully continues his great play. But before we get into all that, ladies and gentlemen, folks, 83% of you guys who are watching aren't subscribed to the channel. This is the place to be for daily Milwaukee Bucks content. So if you're enjoying the daily content, make sure to smash that subscribe button. And thank you guys again for your continued support as we're on the road now to 2,000 subscribers. So want to help us towards that goal, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of things to go over, and it's not going to be a trade proposal today. It's going to be about the Milwaukee Bucks and what a game they just played. Chris Middleton. There's a lot of things to dive into in this game, but the biggest thing is that Ryan Rollins, he's the star of the show for me tonight. Now, coming into this game, Giannis is out, and you're playing against the worst team in the league, or one of the worst teams, the worst team in the league, in the Washington Wizards. Now, they have a couple guys, obviously. They have a couple targets from a lot of other teams. Jonas Valanciunas, he's obviously in the trade block. But coming into the game, you're thinking, man, you don't have Giannis, but what a good game for Chris Middleton and co to step up and really show that they're a legit team. Chris Middleton, he missed last game, load management, clearly. He comes out tonight, and he has the best offensive game and his best game of the season. He was a plus 31. He was facilitating like crazy. If Chris Middleton can give you 18, 8, and 6, like he's been facilitating the entire game tonight, if he does that going forward, this team is going to be almost unstoppable. And this isn't to mention, they didn't have Damian Lillard tonight. In a game where they don't have Dame or Giannis, Ryan Rollins steps up, Chris Middleton steps up, everybody steps up, and obviously, Bobby Portis, the video is going to be discussing and kind of talking and framed around Ryan Rollins, but man, oh man, did Bobby Portis have an absolute masterclass. You saw the screenshot there. He had 23, 6, and 5 at half. Just a ridiculous game, to be quite honest. An absolutely ridiculous game. And as you start to think about now for the Milwaukee Bucks, what this means, I think this win is one of their best wins of the season. Now, again, it's against a very poor Washington Wizards team, but you had Taurean Prince come off the bench tonight. They obviously ran with Ryan Rollins at the 1, Andre Jackson Jr. at the 2, like he's been doing all year, and he continued to do that tonight, even in a bit of an elevated role, 5 points, 7 boards, 5 assists. A very solid game from him, and that is why he has been playing alongside Dame when healthy, and Giannis. He still remained in that starting lineup. Now, maybe Chris Middleton gets bumped up. Bobby Portis had a phenomenal game. All this talk about Bobby Portis, he almost had a 34-point triple-double, which is absolutely insane to even... If you would have told me that Bobby Portis would have a 34-point or be in contention for a 34-point triple-double this season, I would have called you crazy. It almost happened. Now, Chris Middleton, like his facilitating has been off the walls. We saw it specifically in this game. He was abusing his matchup for one offensively. He was finally figuring out his getting his feet under him again. And most of his field goals tonight were threes, pull-up threes, catch and shoot threes, corner threes, everything. But the biggest thing for Chris Middleton is whether he's open in the corner. I've been mentioning with Bobby Portis, if you have Chris Middleton sit in the corner, he's not used to playing with a guard like Damian Lillard. And obviously he's used to playing with Giannis. When Giannis goes downhill, they triple him. So he passes out to Chris Middleton. If he starts to bang threes, he'll be good. His shots haven't been falling. They fell tonight against the Warriors. You think about when Dame Lillard is in the pick and roll action with, PNR with Giannis, PNR with Brook Lopez. It doesn't matter. The defense goes so heavily into Damian Lillard that it leaves Chris Middleton open for shots. Now tonight, Ryan Rollins, as this team gets younger, you start to see them play better. Andre Jackson Jr. was the first sign of that. And then we saw, AJ Green step up. He had a pretty rough game tonight, but that's fine. Ryan Rollins tonight, who was aggressive, he put up 14 points. And again, as this team gets better, younger, the team gets better. He fit really well tonight into the lineup they had. Now, again, that's without Dame, it's without Giannis, a bit less pressure or more pressure, depending on which way you kind of think about it. I think once the team is healthy, though, he could be the primary ball handler in that second unit. They've been looking for somebody, and they've been giving it to Chris Middleton over the past handful of games. But if you can really lean into Ryan Rollins as your backup point guard, he provides athleticism, he provides shooting, he provides some youth into this team. You're looking very good. I love the way that he played tonight. Now, again, it's against the Wizards. There's not a lot of elite players on that team. There's none. Jordan Poole is not elite anymore. They have some very good defenders. You think about, Bilal Coulibaly. They even had Bub Carrington, who was playing pretty good tonight. But it was a game that you needed the young guys to step up, and Bobby Portis. And Bobby Portis is going to be really well. Now, this has fans wondering, why hasn't Ryan Rollins been playing? He's been dealing with a lot of injuries. We know that. But he looked pretty good tonight, health-wise, and he looked phenomenally manning the starting unit. But when the team is healthy, because obviously you're not going to be starting Ryan Rollins, he's a point guard. You put him in that backup unit alongside AJ Green, Gary Trent Jr., and Bobby Portis. That could be a very serviceable bench unit, especially with the way AJ Green has played this season. Gary Trent Jr. stepped up a little bit. He took a lot more shots than he was used to because of the absence of a lot of these guys. There's no reason for me to have DeLon Wright on this team anymore, at least be playing meaningful minutes. You have a young guy in Ron Rollins, and it's all positives from this point. He plays better than DeLon Wright. He's a better defender than DeLon Wright, better facilitator, better scorer, and he's younger. So if you have a guy like him sitting there the whole time, Doc Rivers needs, and I've been, critical of Doc Rivers. He's starting to get on my good side a little bit. I've liked the way he's coached this season. Play him instead of DeLon Wright. We don't need to see DeLon Wright on that second unit. Anytime you would put DeLon Wright out there, play Ryan Rollins. And we also saw a Pat Connaughton DNP in a game where they had two of their starters missing, which is phenomenal. That being said, with shoulder dislocations and a lot of the injuries that the Bucks and Ryan Rollins have been going through, you have to be careful. So they clearly have been careful with Ryan Rollins. And that's probably why he hasn't been playing. Something else I want to mention is Andre Jackson Jr. His defense has been great. And that's why he's been, again, playing. It's not like a broken record, but that's why he's been playing alongside Damian Lillard. And the reason I sound like a broken record is his defense is so good on the perimeter that it helps make up for a bit of Damian Lillard's faults or a lot of the other guys, the other defenders. Chris Middleton's not a great perimeter defender. Dame Lillard, not a great perimeter defender. Brook Lopez, obviously horrible perimeter defender. But having Andre Jackson Jr. alongside Dame, Ajax doesn't need to score for this team to be winning. And that is why tonight he only had 5 points, but he played his role so well. You had Ryan Rollins step up. You had everybody else play by committee. You're looking at a very good team. You see his Ryan Rollins' shoulders being held together by floss. Of course, he has a shoulder dislocation, and he's 10 times more productive than DeLon Wright. So fans seem to be clamoring for Ryan Rollins to play. I think he's their next star. I think he's their hidden gem, whatever you want to call it. I think he is the future of this team at the point guard position. We're talking years down the line once Dame, leaves or retires, whatever it ends up being. But even just for now, put him alongside Damian Lillard, on the bench unit behind Damian Lillard. Let him learn from Damian Lillard, one of the better point guards we've seen in the for this generation, the past decade. I love it. We saw just a great game. Chris Middleton, shout out to him, looked like the old Chris Middleton, but better at facilitating, which is kind of crazy, especially when you're playing alongside not the usual starters. And I will obviously wrap up and give my credit to Bobby Portis. I've given him a lot of slander. I've said trade him. He's been playing so well off the bench and the starting lineup. His defense is still rough, but tonight he had 3 steals and a block. Like, he shut all those things down tonight and looked really, really good. So maybe you keep Bobby, but to be honest, Bobby isn't playing so well. His value is super high. You send this tape, fans are saying you send this tape to all the other teams looking for Bobby Portis. You trade him at his highest value. You get back a more, better fit backup big man. Strike while the iron's hot. Trade Bobby Portis while the value is high. That is one other alternate route for going. But let me know down below what your thoughts are on this. Do you want to see them trade Bobby Portis? Do you think Ryan Rollins is the future? Let me know down below. Thank you guys for watching. See you later.